What just happened?
What just happened?
What just happened?
What just happened?
What the f happened?
What just happened? I'm Dan. That's Juliet. And today we're talking Silo episode 9 called The Getaway. Jules, I gotta tell you, based on the ending of last week, I was a little worried because I didn't know where they could go from here. Everything was all out in the open. It's like, okay, now they're after her. What's going to happen with it? And I was kind of happy with what they chose to do this episode. And I was like, all right, it's set up the finale perfectly. So I was relieved because I was worried for this episode. I was like, it could jump the shark a little bit, but I actually liked it a lot.
I agree. I do think it had a little bit of a slower start like last week, but I think it picked up a lot quicker than last week.
Man. All right. So there's a couple things that are like really on my mind that I want to talk about. And one, of course, happens at the very end. But we'll talk about it. I want to pick your brain about something because I have a theory and I'm not sure where that's going to go, but I just want to talk it out with you and see what we can figure out. So this episode starts off with obviously Juliet on the run. We didn't know where she went when she jumped, how far did she jump, and she just went down to the next level and she's taken off. That's what I mean. When it opened like that, I was like, okay, all right. Because I was concerned. I thought they might catch her right away. Or that theme with making her go outside and lying that she said she wants to go outside.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be like the focus of this episode. So I was happy that she got away a little bit and we get to see the story come together a little more, especially with all the George stuff we got. A lot of cool George stuff this episode.
Also, I don't know how she got up right away after that fall.
Yeah, I know.
It looked like it hurt.
Yeah, that was rough. Yeah, she just willed herself together to do it. We see Sims talk to Billings.
How'd she get away? You think I let her go?
But, you know, we as viewers know it's because he has the syndrome. He had a little attack and he lost his grip. Now Billings is getting questioned from Sims. A lot of stuff happens with Billings this episode too. And I'm really worried for him now. I hope he ends up safe, but we'll see.
I mean, the sheriff hasn't had a very good track record.
Not at all. Yeah,
He's acting sheriff right now. So
right now, yeah.
Who knows?
And then the mayor is briefed by Sims about the situation.
Why, she mastered the art of invisibility? Because that's a skill I'd really love to learn.
Then after they talk, Sims needs an escort.
I'm gonna need an escort.
So Sims is like a little bit of a hypocrite here because he put his family, their safety, over the good of the silo. And that was really interesting. And I think they actually tried to humanize Sims a little bit and make you feel a little.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, a little sympathetic.
Because it just made him feel like more relatable. Like, he's just been a huge D-bag this entire time. So it was nice to see him actually be a person for once. It
was. And I'm curious if they're really trying to humanize him because there's going to be a turn with his character. I don't know. I guess it's possible. We'll see.
I can't see that. Unless he gets like some concrete evidence that all of this is bullshit. I don't think that his stance is going to change. But if he does get evidence like that, I mean, he could completely lose his shit.
Well, at least we know there is no power struggle at the top. It's the mayor. The mayor is the one.
Yeah.
He's calling the shots, and Sims is even not really doing his job to the best of his ability for the mayor because he put his family first in that situation. So we get a scene with Billings and his wife, and she's concerned for him because she knows that the syndrome is really starting to take effect and now it's starting to get noticed on the job. So she doesn't want to be offensive and be like, I don't think you're fit for duty.
Maybe it's time.
For what?
To go back to judicial. They liked you there. You did well, and it didn't have the same kinds of requirements.
And he didn't really take that well. He was just like, no, that's not what I'm interested in. I'm interested in fixing my mistake. I need to make this right. I need to find Juliet because she got away and it's my fault because I lost my grip. A lot with Billings this episode, I was like, okay, so if he gets the chance, then him saying this to his wife means that he would turn Juliet in the instant he found her, if he found her. Right. But then we see stuff that happens later on in the episode with his character. Yeah. So now I'm not sure where his brain is. We'll see. Hopefully he's just safe, man. He's in a dangerous position right now. So Sims and the mayor had sent a crew down to go see Walker to talk to her. And last week, you and I both said that's the only logical place we could see Juliet going is to see her.
Yeah.
And they obviously are thinking the same way. So they go down to check it out. She's got nothing to hide.
Well, come on in. I ain't got shit to hide.
because Juliet's not there. I could have sworn she would be there, hiding.
Yeah, I thought that last week, but the more I thought about it, the more I was like, that's too obvious.
Right.
Like they would immediately catch her if she did that. Although I am surprised that Walker like didn't get in any trouble for having like relics. Like she must have hid that shit pretty good.
Yeah, she must have. I know. I mean, I think they know what they're doing down there. They're a little savvy, and she probably has some good hiding spots. I mean, that was the only time we saw Walker this episode. So it was kind of a red herring last week, and that's not really what happened. So I think they wanted to show us as viewers that, yeah, that's not the direction we're going in. She's somewhere else. And then the next logical place, if you're going to visit Walker, you're going to visit her father. Sims goes to see her father.
She said she wanted to go out. Now the whole silo is looking for her. Help me find her before some overeager raider does.
I'm really curious. I mean, he says, even if he did know, like, should I help in that situation? But I don't think he would. I think he would just play dumb no matter what, especially with everything we learned last week with her mom and everything like that. So I don't think he would.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I think after their reconnection, I don't think he's going to risk losing her again.
Yeah, I don't think so. They have to go see him anyway. You got to. It's not like you're just going to ignore the fact that she could be hiding out with her father. So they went and checked that out. But then that's the last time we saw him this episode. They just showed us the two main places where she could go and checked it off the list. She's not there. And then the escort arrives pretty late, honestly, to show up for Sim's wife and kid.
Your husband sent us to escort you both home from school.
Well, you're a little late. Our door's right here.
We got this.
Yeah. And then she straight up just won't let them in their house, even though you kind of know she has a feeling that there could be someone in her house right now. But she's like, I used to be a raider. I can handle myself. Get out of here. She instinctively puts the kid into the bathroom, hides him, pulls out her gun, starts clearing out the room, gets distracted by seeing the hard drive on the bed. And then Juliet shows up, pulls up right behind her with the knife. Okay, there she is. She went to Sim's house, and it makes sense why.
I wouldn't have seen that coming.
I wouldn't have either, but she's putting her mission number one. And what she needs to do right now is open that damn hard drive. And she had the great idea, if she needs the sysop clearance, Sims has that. I'll just go to his house and plug it in. It was kind of smart that she did that. So she plugs it in and she can finally see what's on the hard drive as it's encrypting and it's opening. So Sims and Bernard, Mayor, they're talking. Sims updates Bernard.
Lucas Kyle works in IT. We don't know what the message said, but we do know what Mr. Kyle did after he got it. He went to Nichols' apartment.
So they're like, all right, what does this guy know? What is this guy hiding? And this is, I've been saying for a couple of weeks now, I'm so worried for his health because he's in a tough spot. And that's really everyone that's trying to expose the truth, whoever they get mixed up into it, is now a threat. Now their life is in danger. So that keeps happening. It's like a chain reaction. You know, George, Allison, Holston, and Juliet. Now Billings, we're starting to see Lucas. It's like, okay, do you want to know this information? But now you're in danger. So it's kind of tough. So Billings' mission this episode is, you know, he's acting sheriff, like you said. So he needs to find out why she said she wants to go outside, if she indeed did say that.
As acting sheriff, I have a responsibility to conduct an investigation into anyone who requests to go outside.
It's part of his job. He needs to look into it. So no one really wants him sniffing around anything, but he doesn't care. He needs to look into it. He has this flashback and remembers that he found the Pez dispenser behind a mirror in the bathroom. So he goes and checks it out. And of course, there's a little hiding place behind the mirror. He takes it off and he sees the book, The Amazing Adventures in Georgia, the book. So I'm like, oh God, what's this going to do to him? What path is he going to go down with this information?
I was waiting for him to find that. From the second they showed that book, I was like, this is the only way she's going to be able to convince him that the outside might not be what it seems.
Yeah, it's like the proof that you need to show someone. Like, oh, you don't believe me? Look at this. Now what? He just, he was having an inner crisis ever since he saw that book. He's like, shit, now what do I do? Like, hell, man. Like, oh God. So we'll see. I mean, I think there's something big coming with him in the finale.
Yeah.
And he's going to be helping Juliet in some way.
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't think he believes that Juliet actually said that she wanted to go outside.
Yeah,
I don't think he believes that at all. I think he thinks that that's bullshit. And now that he has that paper or the paper he ripped out of the book.
Yeah, right.
I mean, what more evidence does he need?
That's definitely building up. And like I said, this was a really good episode to lead up to the finale. It really was. They gave us information. They gave characters information. And now it's like, okay, what are they going to do with this new information? how far are they willing to go to do what's right, the truth? How far are they willing to go? And then Lucas, as we know, is now being questioned by the mayor, and he straight up just threatens him. Well, first he's like, why didn't you tell anyone?
Well, nothing. I didn't do anything.
Exactly.
You didn't do anything, but that's the problem. Why didn't you tell anyone about what you saw, what Juliet showed you? What's going on? So what should the consequences be?
Maybe a cleaning would be more appropriate.
Mr. Holland.
I thought for sure he was going to send him out right there.
Yeah, I'm like, all right. They know this guy's looking at lights, and he's even questioned about that. He says it's more of a hobby than something that he's trying to figure out.
It's just a hobby to pass the time. More analytical than curious.
They're like, okay, this guy has a curious mind to begin with. Now he saw some information and he knows about the cameras. What's he going to do with this information now? And that's like the same question with Billings. It's like, okay, now that they know this and that they're clued in, what are they going to do? How far are they going to take it? So obviously the mayor was really trying to scare him, and it worked. And he's like, all right, give me some information about that hard drive. He tells him there was a number 18 on it. So now that number 18 that we saw earlier in the episode, that device that was flashing on the mayor's desk that said 18 on it, what is that? Let us know in the comments your best theories, because now that number, we saw it earlier, and now it turns out to be the serial number of this hard drive. So what was that device that we saw earlier in the episode? I'm very curious. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think. So then the mayor goes to security and he says,
I need a system-wide scan for a hard drive, serial number 18.
Sir, serial numbers have 9 digits.
This has 2, a 1 followed by an 8, otherwise known as 18.
And then the mayor calls out Sims for protecting his family earlier on in the episode. And then now I don't know if I want you to be my shadow. So it's like, that's where I think there's a possibility that he could turn, because now the mayor's like kind of not threatening him, but saying something like, well, now I don't think you deserve that promotion. So I think that pissed him off. I think it irritated.
Absolutely. And like, I would be annoyed. Like, he's been in this position for how long, and you're going to question his actions just because he wants to keep his family safe.
Right.
But I mean, I guess I get it. It's for the good of the silo.
So they find the hard drive. It's connected to a computer on level 17, apartment 114. And Sims is like, well, that's my house. So he takes off and starts running there. And it's really crazy how long it takes to get anywhere. Did you ever pick that up?
Right.
Because the no elevator and all that stuff, it really does take a minute. So Juliet, we see her with the hard drive opened, and she doesn't know where to start. So she clicks on the video that says start here.
Hey, Jules.
What?
Pretty crazy, right?
She's watching it and she's like bewildered how this was even possible, how he figured out to record himself and put it on the drive. While we're seeing this video play, Sim's wife is able to escape from the handcuffs, comes up from behind. It's like, what is she watching right now? Interesting turn. She's like, yo, they know where you are. They pinged it as soon as you plug that in, probably. You got to get out of here. Do you want to survive, or do you want to keep watching this? So she really looked out for her in that moment. And I'm curious why. Why would she?
Yeah, I couldn't figure that out either. I'm wondering if maybe she has some kind of connection to the Flame Keepers.
Maybe.
Or like just people in general that have these relics. I mean, she was a raider at one point, so I'm sure she knows a lot more than we think she knows, you know?
And it did seem to really pique her interest when she saw that video playing. She was like, what is she trying to figure out right now? It really grabbed her attention. So I don't know. Either way, she looks out for her. And by the time Sims gets there, they're gone. And then we see the mayor. He's pissed off. He doesn't understand how she keeps getting away. But then we see where she is. She went to go see Patrick, and he was that relics dealer that we met earlier in the season. Patrick seems pretty cool. He's just a guy that's going to help her out because she helped him.
It's like, I'm just here for the watch, man.
I saved his life.
She likes to think that that's why, but really, I'm doing it for that watch.
Right. I just want that watch. Yeah. Yeah. I like his character. Yeah, we see that Billings is severely breaking down. He's emotional. He burned the book, so he burned the evidence, but he ripped out a page, and he's going through a crisis. He doesn't know what to do with this information. So I'm very excited.
Here's my
to see
question.
it.
Why did he burn the book and not just put it back in the hiding spot?
Yeah, true. That's a very good question.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if he thinks that this could be some real evidence that they're being lied to, wouldn't he keep the rest of the book?
Yeah, and wouldn't you want more people to see it,
Yeah, I guess maybe he just didn't want to be caught with it on him or something, but I would have just put it back behind the shelf.
Yeah.
They clearly didn't think to look there.
That's interesting. Yeah, they didn't. That's a good question. Why do you guys think he burned the book? Let us know in the comments. And then we see this new IT friend of Patrick. He's checking out the hard drive, and he had it pinged to the different floor, like Jules said earlier, so they can't figure out where she actually is.
I can make him think it's coming from somewhere else in the silo.
So they can actually use it and deep dive into it for the first time. So we see the video from George, and he does admit that he was going to use her and just get the information he needed and then leave her behind. But he says he fell in love. So it was real. And I think she was pretty happy to hear that, because she's going through all this shit to find out what happened to him and to find out the truth. But he says he found the missing door. If you guys watched our fan theory video, we talked about it.
I found the door I've been looking for. It's huge, maybe 15 feet high, metal. I can't get through it. Maybe you can.
And it makes sense for this to be a season finale type of thing. So we're going to see what's down there. It's a 15-foot metal door, and he's not concerned about the water anymore. I guess she's not going to be either.
I'm guessing you're wondering what I did about the water. Well, turns out it was nothing to worry about.
But why?
I don't know. Maybe there's some type of boat down there or something. I don't know. Yeah.
Wouldn't she have seen that when she went down there?
Yeah, she would have. Yeah.
So I'm wondering if maybe he did have something down there, because I know when she went down there, she dropped her flashlight. So maybe she just didn't have a chance to look around to see that there was a boat or something. I don't know.
All right. So we'll see. Maybe there's going to be a quick answer for it, and it's going to be something that's not going to be a big deal, obviously, because George, I don't think he would have said that if it was a problem. Yeah. That's exciting. I can't wait to see. And personally,
I'm so excited for that.
I am hoping that door opens up to another silo. That's what I'm hoping for. I think that'd be sick.
I would lose my mind. That'd
really cool. And then, George is talking about the people need to know why Allison went out. And if you want to find out why, just watch the clip named Jane Carmody Cleaning, and you'll find out why. So Jules is watching the video of Jane Carmody Cleaning. So we see the same video that Allison saw, that in their mask outside is a beautiful landscape. But is it? Okay, we had a comment earlier on the fan theory.
It's the birds.
The birds, exactly. Why is it always the same clip of birds? Why?
It has to be a recording. It has to be. But what is the point of that is my question.
What is the point of it? And remember, when she was fixing the generator, the actual screen that they all have in their cafeteria
glitched. Yeah.
It glitched and it flashed and it showed that beautiful landscape. So why would you have that pop up in that instant if that's not really what's outside? It's so confusing. I don't know.
Yeah, and I'm really happy that someone commented on that, because now every time I see something relating to that image, I'm looking for those damn birds.
Right. And they always pop up. They do. So
same information, everything. So it has to be a recording.
It's got to
be. I just don't understand what the point of that would be. So if you guys know, let me know in the comments.
Please let us know. I mean, it's so strange. Why would they have a fake recording that you only see if you're outside? You think that it's a beautiful landscape, but then you actually die? Is that what happens? I
feel like, wouldn't that just perpetuate people wanting to figure out what the hell's going on?
Yeah, I mean, if I saw that video, I'd ask to go outside. I'd be like, oh, screw this. It's bullshit.
Send me out, man.
Out. Yeah. So why? Okay. It just doesn't make any sense. And I'm so curious why they would do that, because like you said, it's got to be a recording. You wouldn't have that same formation every single time if it wasn't. So it's just weird.
I agree.
Strange.
I agree.
But all in all, great episode. I had a lot of fun watching it. This show's kind of been peaks and valleys for me personally.
Yeah.
I love the first three, and then it kind of slowed down a little bit, and then it started to go up, went back down, but now it's going back up. So
even within the episodes though, I feel like I'm always skeptical in the first 10 minutes, and then I'm like, oh my God, there's only 15 minutes left. How are they gonna finish this?
Yeah.
They just magically somehow get all of these crazy things, more questions, more answers, all into the last 15 minutes of the episode. And honestly, I'm impressed.
They really do backload their episodes with tons of stuff in the final 10 minutes. It's exciting though, because when you're getting to the end, it's all right, what am I going to find out this time?
Here we go.
Interesting stuff.
Now, before you wrap up, I do have a question for you. Do you think the mayor knows what's on that hard drive because he panicked when he heard the number 18.
Yeah, and that little key fob earlier in the episode that was flashing, I'll play it again. He had that number 18 and it was flashing.
Right.
So yeah, I think he does know.
So I feel like he has to know. Like he has to know that holds all the secrets of the silo, right?
He's got to.
And if he knows, that means Sims knows? Or do you think that Sims is going to find out and be pissed that the mayor's been lying to him all this time?
I think that'll happen. I think he'll find out and it'll give him more of a reason to turn eventually. I don't think he'll turn next week, but I think he will. I think they started the process of him turning this week, and it'll probably happen sometime next season, if I had to guess.
I agree. Yeah.
Hopefully you guys liked the episode. Let us know all your craziest theories down below. And if you've watched this far, thank you so much. If you would like us to recap the show from, comment below that you'd like to see that, because we're debating doing it as a side project and just, releasing from season 1 up until the end of season 2. Just the old-fashioned recap style. So if you'd like to see that, let us know. We got a lot of comments on that show before, so I'm just curious if you guys would like to see us recap it from start up until the end of season 2. So let us know. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Anyway, Jules, the important thing is the door is down there. You have to find it.